To order the meeting of the Hammond Capital Improvement Board for June 3rd, 2024. Please rise. Join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Chris, could you call the roll, please?
Emerson.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Muta.
Here.
Prieto. Rakos.
Here.
Salinas.
Here.
Button.
Here, let the record reflect that 6 are in attendance in person and 1 is absent. Next item on the agenda, board, you should have received in your board packet a copy of the meeting minutes for May the 6th, 2024. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Muta and seconded by Councilman Salinas to approve the minutes of May 6th. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Emerson.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Muta.
Yes.
Prieto. Rakos.
Yes.
Salinas.
Yes.
Button.
Yes, motion carries, 6 present and 1 absent. Next item on the agenda is a report on the work study session. Immediately prior to this meeting, we had a brief discussion on the agenda items and a brief discussion about certain projects within the city, particularly Columbia Avenue and its condition. Any other discussion on the report, work study session? Any other discussion? Next item on the agenda is item 6, funding. Turn it over to Commissioner Moore.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a brief update. So we have received our second quarter budget. It's about $1.49 million. That takes our total budget this year, including some reimbursements from ARPA expenditures that this board approved to pay temporarily, as well as our remaining balance from last year to $6.03 million and some change. We have some AR that is sitting out there for projects that we're committing 100% to locally through this board, but we would be reimbursed, whether it be 80 or 90% based on the type of project. It's taking us to an additional, $2.79 in AR. And then the total amount of projects that we have approved today, including the projects that are before us for approval at this meeting, take us to $6.66 million. And that would leave a total unallocated amount of funding at $2.16 million. Hopefully here soon, by the end of June, we'll also be seeing the third quarter budget, but I will await Mayor's direction before releasing any of that information.
Thank you. Questions for Commissioner Moore? I would just say that we're recognizing a decline in funding through gaming, which is the primary source of funding for this board. And with that in mind, it's going to make it more difficult for us to be able to bring projects forward. As council probably knows, we haven't yet to fund any resurfacing this year. And there, in the past, we were at about $2.4 million per year. So we're getting further and further behind on our resurfacing program. So we're trying to find other ways or figuring out what projects need to be moved forward and what projects can be suspended in light of the reduced revenue we're getting from gaming. Any other discussion or questions for Commissioner Moore? Hearing none, thank you very much for your report. Next item on the agenda is item 7, matters from the mayor, council, or other departments. Anybody wishing to address the board from those entities? Seeing none, item 8 is old business. Is there any old business? No? Item 9 is new business. Item 9A is a funding allocation for 171st Street extension with Lockmuller Group in the amount of $72,700. Chair would entertain a motion to approve.
I make the motion.
Thank you, Councilman Rakos. Is there a second? Seconded by Commissioner Muta. It's been moved and properly seconded for the funding allocation for 171st Street extension. Is there any discussion? Any So this is the design work to extend 171st from Kentucky to the new Governor's Parkway. This is the connector road that will be locally funded that would connect between the new Governor's Parkway to get to Morton High School or Scott Middle School or those locations east of Governor's Parkway. This was not included in the Governor's Parkway project because it was outside the original defined limits of the project. And so that's for that. So if there's any, I would ask for any other discussion. Any other discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Emerson,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Muda,
Yes.
Prieto, Rakos,
Yes.
Salinas,
Yes.
Button.
Yes, motion carries 6 in favor and 1 absent. Next item on the agenda is item 9B, a funding allocation 2024-2 CCMG Columbia Avenue from 167th Street to Summer Street with United Consulting in the amount of $62,500. Chair would entertain a motion to approve.
Make
So
a motion
moved.
to approve.
Thank you, Councilman Salinas.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Moore. It's been moved and properly seconded for the funding allocation for our 2024 Community Crossings Matching Grant application. Is there any discussion? This is to fund design work to do a resurfacing project on Columbia Avenue between 167th and Summer Street. So in the past, NDOT has allowed a $2 million project, 50-50 match. So it's $1 million from the local public agency, Hammond in this case, and $1 million from NDOT or state funding. That increment has been increased to $3 million or 1.5. So we tried to find a project that would do that. If we find that the budgeted cost of this work is less, then we will certainly look for a project, and I think we're going to try to target the 6th district because they haven't been a beneficiary of the Community Crossings matching grant. So we do recognize that the 6th district does need a project in their district to be funded on a 50-50 basis. So, but at this point, we're considering this. And is there any other discussion? Any other discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Emerson,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Muda,
Yes.
Prieto, Rakos,
Yes.
Salinas,
Yes.
Button.
Yes, motion carries 6 in favor and 1 absent. Next item is 9C, a funding allocation for grant writing assistance in the amount of $100,000. The chair would entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Thank you, Commissioner Muda. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Emerson. Thank you. It's been moved and properly seconded for grant writing assistance. Is there any discussion? The city has limited grant writing opportunities or personnel to be able to do such. And so with the availability of more federal direct recipient grants, we are seeking help from Aegis, who will help us with grant writing. This is a $100,000 budget amount for grant writing, and we will keep track of those projects for which we both write grants and ones that are awarded through either federal funds or other opportunities that could become available, such as USDA or land and water grants, anything like that that we can get. We're certainly going to look towards that. Is there any other discussion? Any other discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Emerson,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Muda,
Yes.
Prieto, Rakos,
Yes.
Salinas,
Yes.
Button.
Yes, motion carries 6 in favor and 1 absent. Item 9D is a funding allocation for Homan Avenue reconstruction, change order number 21, Toll Theater vaulted sidewalk in the amount of $32,400. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Salinas. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Muda. Thank you. It's been moved and properly seconded to fund change order number 21 for Hammond Avenue reconstruction. Is there any discussion? So when we found that when we removed the sidewalk in front of the Toll Theater to replace the sidewalk because it was in poor condition, the foundation for that sidewalk is a steel beam and steel plate over the basement that extends into the public right-of-way. We did not need to remove that vaulted basement because we had no facilities in that area. And so in order to put the sidewalk back, we need to replace steel beam and a replacement steel plate and all the work associated with shoring and framing and constructing that beam in that place. And so that would certainly help us progress this project. Is there any other discussion? Any other discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Emerson,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Muda,
Yes.
Prieto, Rakos,
Yes.
Salinas,
Yes.
Button.
Yes, motion carries 6 in favor and 1 absent. Thank you to the board. Is there any other new business? Hearing none, public expression. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to address the Capital Improvement Board? Anyone in the audience? Anyone online wishing to address the Capital Improvement Board? Okay, public expression is now closed. The next meeting scheduled for the Capital Improvement Board will be Monday, June 17th. And I hope you all have a great week. If there's nothing further, Chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Thank you, Commissioner Muda. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Salinas. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried.